Okay, this regular meeting of the Waco Independent School Board is hereby called to order. All items which may be discussed or voted upon this evening have been posted as required by state law. I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone who is present and to our television viewers. The board's purpose is to set goals, listen to reports of the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. We are not here to make management decisions or solve problems of individuals. Management is the responsibility of the superintendent and her staff. And I would just ask, if you have not done so already, if you could please turn your cell phones to silent. And we really do appreciate the time you've taken to join us and for your interest in Waco ISD. Esta Junta Regular de Waco ISD está convocada. Les extiendo un amable bienvenidos a todos los que están presentes y los que nos observan por televisión. También les quiero compartir que todas las conferencias están disponibles en la página de Waco ISD YouTube el lunes después de la conferencia. En esa página pueden escoger su idioma, así toda la información que fue discutida está disponible para todos. Por favor, apagar su teléfono celular y les agradecemos el tiempo que comparten con nosotros y su interés en Waco ISD. The board's purpose, we, as the Board of Trustees, have a code of ethics that we are governed by and or we hold ourselves accountable to. One of them is honor and conduct. We, as the as Waco ISD Board of Trustees, will tell the truth. We will share our views while working for consensus. We will respect the majority decision as a decision of the board. We will base our decisions on fact rather than supposition, opinion, or public favor. Okay, moving on to item number 2, public comments. Has anyone signed up? Okay, thank you. Moving on to item number 3, moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. If you would, please pause with me as we take a moment for prayer, contemplation, reflection, and/or meditation. Thank you. Pledge of allegiance, our pledge leaders.
Our pledge leaders tonight are Angel Dominguez and Alejandro de Leon of Waco ISD's Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If the board would meet me in front of the dais.
Just mix it up every other.
We're going to recognize our pledge leaders, if they'll please come forward. Angel Dominguez is a welding student at the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy and has earned his industry-based certification in this field through Guama. Angel is a senior at Waco High School, where he played varsity soccer for 4 years. Angel plans to be an entrepreneur and start his own business after graduation. Alejandro de Leon is a welding student at Guama who has earned his industry-based certification. Alejandro is a Duncan Scholar at McLennan Community College. He wants to attend TSTC and obtain his advanced pipe welding certification before entering the workforce upon graduation. And Dr. Dale McCall is with us this evening. He serves as the Dean of the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. Thank you to Guama for leading our pledge tonight. And we're now ready to recognize some students that have done amazing and are advancing to the state competition. Nearly 50. You can go ahead and clap. We'll take clapping every time. Nearly 50 Future Educators Academy, Waco High School, and University High School are advancing to the State Texas Association of Future Educators competition in February, having excelled at the area contest. Advancing to the state contest representing the Future Educators Academy is Kendall Lampton. Kendall is advancing to the state competition in the Interactive Bulletin Board Middle and High School category. Our next student we're recognizing is Frankie De Leon. Frankie is also advancing to the state competition in the Interactive Bulletin Board Middle and High School category. Our next student advancing to the state taffy competition is Nayeli Villa, competing in the public service announcement category. Our next student we're recognizing tonight is Rihanna Chambers. Rihanna is advancing in the categories of Inside Our Schools in the English competition. Our next student that we're recognizing is Andrea Ramirez. She is also advancing in the Inside Our Schools English competition. Jessica Lara is being honored tonight for advancing to the state competition. She is advancing in the category of Inside Our Schools in Spanish. Saul Torres Cisneros is also advancing in the Inside Our Schools Spanish category. Karimi Reyes is also advancing to the state taffy competition, and this is not her first year. I don't know how many years Karimi has gone, but several years. She's advancing in the impromptu speaking. Alejandro Betancourt Rodriguez, advancing in the Children's Literature Spanish K through 3. Also advancing is Jose Arellano, Children's Literature Pre-K English category. We now recognize Tristan Bailey. He's advancing in the Research Learning Challenges category. Jeremiah Martinez, also advancing to state competition in the Research Learning Challenges category. Monica McNeil, also advancing to the state competition in the Research Learning Challenges category. And advancing to the state competition is Ty Travion Moore. He is advancing in the Educational Leadership Fundamentals Test category. And Kathleen Knight serves as our Dean of the Futures Educators Academy. And we're going to bring all of our students back from Future Educators Academy for a group photo, please. You're more than welcome to take photos. Know that all of the photos that our professional photographer is taking tonight will be on the Waco ISD Flickr channel, so you can download any high-resolution photos from there. What a great problem to have that we have to make 3 rows of kids going to the state competition, right? Round of applause for our Future Educators Academy students. We also had a few students who could not be with us tonight, and you can see their names on the screen. Congratulations, Future Educators Academy. And now we're ready to recognize our Waco High School students who are advancing to the state taffy competition. Please put your hands together for Kelvin Young. Kelvin is advancing to the state competition in the interactive bulletin board elementary category. And Roderick Young. Roderick is also advancing in the interactive bulletin board elementary category. Teacher Kaylin Talley serves as the Waco High Taffy Advisor. And Mr. Joseph Alexander is the principal of Waco High. We're going to bring them back for one group photo. Come right in the center if you would. We're going to bring you back for a group photo. And you all can probably guess what their interactive bulletin board was. A football field. You teach what you know, right? So it was great. They're advancing, so great job. Congratulations to our Waco High Lions. Advancing to the state taffy contest representing University High School. Please congratulate Amiria Keith. Amiria is going to be competing at the state level in the interactive bulletin board elementary competition. Also competing in the interactive bulletin board elementary category is Amari Adama Kajabi. Angel Ramirez, advancing to the state competition in the interactive bulletin board elementary category. Alexa Cardoza, advancing in the interactive bulletin board elementary category. Alexa Carrillo, advancing in the project visualize service category. Alexis Villagomez. Now listen up, because she didn't just qualify in one category, but actually qualified in 2 at the state competition. Public service announcement, teacher recruitment. We're going to hire her in HR. And researching learning challenges. Dayana Montoya, public service announcement, teacher recruitment. Zechariah Ruiz, exploring non-core subject teaching, advancing to the state competition. Savannah Reyes, researching learning challenges. Jesus de la Garza, advancing in teacher-created materials and educational leadership fundamentals tests. Jaralissa Jimenez Cruz, teacher-created materials and educational leadership fundamentals test, advancing to the state competition. Jesus Juanez, educational leadership fundamentals test. And Jasmine Tapia, teacher-created materials, advancing to the state competition. Denon English and Denise Gunn serve as University High School's TAPI advisors. And Dr. Quenisha Johnson is the school principal. We have a basketball tournament going on tonight, so some of our kids are in Corsicana playing ball this evening. They are advancing in that tournament, so they are playing ball, but we have several that could not be here, but you can see their names on the screen. We're going to bring everybody back for a group photo from University High School. And if you're not as tall, I'm going to ask you to step forward and form a third row. Congratulations to our University High School Trojans. We talk all the time about our students are here first to learn, athletes second, and these students you're going to meet now prove that. The Texas High School Coaches Association academic all-state teams recognize high school athletes, trainers, and managers who excel in the classroom and in athletics. To be nominated, students must be seniors, must have a minimum GPA of 92, be in good standing with the team, and have high moral character. Being honored from Waco High School, we begin with our athletic trainers. Mia Zapata. Mia has been a student athletic trainer for 3 years. She would like to thank her parents and her athletic trainers for supporting her academics and athletic training career. Lillian Mata. Lily has been a student athletic trainer for 3 years. She has assisted with 43 varsity football games and is also a member of the National Honor Society. Justice Allen also earned this honor but could not be with us tonight. Teachers Ryan Gill and Allison Stewart serve as Waco High School's athletic trainers and work with these students. We're going to bring you all in for a group photo. Congratulations to our Waco High Lions. Being honored from University High School, Thomas Vidania. Thomas plays tight end on the University High School football team. In addition to being named an academic All-State, Thomas was also named second team All-State. Congratulations. We also recognize Derek Thomas. Derek plays outside linebacker on the University High School Trojan football team. In addition to being named academic All-State, Thomas was also named honorable mention on the All-State team. And Kayron Johnson serves as the University High School head football coach and athletic director. And the principal is Dr. Quenisha Johnson. We've got one more. We've got Dr. Johnson coming in. Also not present tonight is Keandre Hamilton. He plays safety for the Trojans, and in addition to being named academic All-State, he was also named honorable mention on the All-State team. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to all of our student athletes who received academic All-State honors. We're very proud of you. Thank you for being role models. We're now ready to recognize our community partner. A Storybook Christmas is honored as the December Waco ISD Community Partner of the Month. A Storybook Christmas has been making a difference in the lives of young learners in Waco ISD elementary schools since 1991. For over 3 decades, this organization has nurtured a love of reading by providing more than 500,000 books to students, fostering literacy and imagination within our community. Most recently, A Storybook Christmas donated $130,000 to the school district, ensuring that countless children have access to quality books that inspire learning and growth. In recognition of A Storybook Christmas's unwavering commitment to education and literacy, Waco ISD is celebrating the organization by awarding the prestigious Texas Association of Schools Stand Up for Public Education Award. This award highlights the vital role that community partnerships play in supporting public schools and acknowledges the profound impact A Storybook Christmas has had on enriching the educational experience for elementary school students in Waco. Accepting the award for A Storybook Christmas is Dr. Larry Browning. Thank you to A Storybook Christmas for supporting the district's literacy efforts. Congratulations to all of our honorees tonight.
Great scene.
Okay. Always a good time seeing all the community support and all the accolades that our wonderful students are achieving. Okay, moving on to item number 5, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Spicer.
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. Our Attendance Boundaries Committee met for the second time last week. The conversation started with a review of input received through our community-wide thought exchange. We had more than 1,000 people participate, of which 73% were parents, and all campuses were represented. Nearly half of the survey takers voted that adjusting attendance boundaries would benefit students, and much of what was shared aligned with what the committee and the board indicated was important to them. After the thought exchange review, committee members started their work of looking at and discussing draft maps. As a group, we reviewed potential elementary boundaries and 2 options for conversations on middle school adjustments. It was a great conversation, and committee members surfaced important questions about policies, transfers, and programs. Many of you were able to attend and listen, and I want to give you a chance to share thoughts or takeaways from listening to the conversations in the meeting. Do any trustees have thoughts they want to share?
Other than certainly appreciate the community and parents and school leaders coming out and participating. We've got 4 more meetings, I believe, 3 more meetings. And the engagement with the community and the members of this committee was active and very energetic, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Anyone else?
I'll just second what Jim said. It was great seeing this room full of Waco ISD staff and community members and everyone who's out, turning out just to make sure that we get this right.
Yes, sir. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just appreciate everybody for coming out and making sure their voices are heard and being willing to ask the tough questions and be open with their opinions.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I really appreciate the reiterating what everyone else said, yes, but I also appreciate the fact that I think there was a lot of thought-provoking questions and comments that were kind of raised during that process that were so helpful. So I really think it does show the power of getting a large thought group and really kind of collaborating and hearing what other people and perspectives have to say, because it really does make us stronger in our decisions. So I'm so thankful for that.
Absolutely. Thank you all for sharing. Our next meeting is going to be January 16th, 2025. Imagine that. Woo! Scary, but it's here. All right, Tuesday morning, I started very early for several of us as we had the opportunity to highlight progress on the construction for several of our 2021 bond program campuses live from Waco High School. And that was an early morning. I think I was up at 4 something, but it was worth it. Thank you, Ms. Wendy. Thank you to Ms. Led, Mr. Alexander, Ms. Allen, our students, and all those who participated in this media opportunity ahead of a morning spent touring the beautiful new Kendrick and Waco High School. Rather than hearing more from me, I'd like to share a video.
These buildings are going to be such a spectacular addition to our community. The thoughtfulness that have been put into the construction and the architecture of this building really reflect the community's passion for our schools, and we are so excited to see this coming together in such a grand style.
I'm incredibly excited about how families of this community will be have access to such an extraordinary facility. You will be blown away. You will be excited for the possibility for your students to dream, to be inspired, to work in a place that's safe, secure, but more than anything, a place that they deserve. We have the very best students and families around, and this facility will mark that. It will say that we love you, that we believe in you, that we support you, and frankly, I cannot wait for you to walk through these doors and experience that welcome.
It's a big deal to all of us that the city of Waco and the community of Waco have decided to invest in our students.
I want to thank our board members for taking the time to go on that tour and just learn with us and grow with us. And I also want to publicly thank Mr. Jesse. He did an awesome job making that video and capturing the heart of what is going behind the work that you'll see when we open the doors in August 2025. So thank you, Mr. Jesse. The South Waco Phase 1 move-in is the first of the final round of move-ins for the 2021 bond program. The construction manager at risk is finishing up the classroom, library, and administration wing and new gym in early December. Furniture, fixtures, equipment, delivery, and installation started this week. Teachers and staff received their moving crates and supplies on December 2nd, are in the process of relocating pre-K, kinder, first, and second grade classrooms and the administration wing. They are really, really working. They will be in their new additions. Okay, excuse me, one more thing. Second grade is relocating within the existing building to support the work and continue the work. And PE coach Natasha Mason is excited to be getting into her new gym space when students return in January. Yes. Teachers will be moved into their new classrooms by the end of the day on Friday, December 20th. January 6th is a day for staff to finalize their classroom setups and practice new procedures within their footprint. High school students in our Future Educators Academy are supporting the moving efforts on December 18th and 19th, not only to be helpful to our teachers, but as a way of familiarizing themselves with the new space that they will be in 2025. Over the winter break, Child Nutrition Services will be moving out of the kitchen so that it can receive a full renovation, completing in August 2025. At the same time, Masonic will be preparing the existing school for extensive renovation, and will be installing temporary walls to provide for safe student and staff circulation during the renovation process. We're looking forward to touring the board through this exciting project in early January. And then last but not least, our holiday performances and traditions. Our campus staff and fine arts teams have definitely outdone themselves with special festive holiday performances taking place each week. This night, all week long, really the whole month of December. Last night, I enjoyed the singing and celebration at Alta Vista, and I look forward to seeing many more performances next week. This week, I have also been honored to witness what I know is a very special tradition. This week, I've also been honored to witness and what I know is a very special tradition in our community, and that is the UHS Make-A-Wish Come True program. Thank you to Chapman family and all the special community partners who made some dreams turn into reality. Truly a priceless moment. And I do want to call out one person, our principal, Ms. Atnip. Where are you at? I saw her. There she is. There she is. She has been leading this transition with her staff, and as a former principal who had to do a couple transitions, I know it's hard because you're trying to keep everybody focused on the academics and the learning, but you also have adults who are concerned about their space, themselves, and what happens next month, next week, the next day. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your calmness and making sure everybody's feeling as comfortable as possible as we transition for next year. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, so one question on South Waco. I know we're doing, can you remind me again, you said that the kitchen is being renovated. What are they doing for kitchen?
The food trucks.
Yes, that's
yes,
right. Okay.
the food trucks will be
I knew that.
We're so excited. Yay.
Okay, so, well, that might be a plus to have one. Good. It's okay, yeah. Okay, that was it. I just thought, wait a second, the cafeteria is shutting down. I know there's a plan. What was that plan? So thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for all your flexibility and your hard work. That is always so hard to move in the middle of the semester, so really do appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6, information items and report. Mr. Grant, is there any discussion or questions that you have?
No.
Mr. Davis?
No.
Mr. Vidania?
No.
Mr. Guillory?
No.
Mr. Ochoa?
No.
And Mr. Patton?
No, but could I make one comment back to the holiday celebrations? I've had always trying to outdo Mr. Vidania because he hits every event. I've attended several this past week, and it is amazing the outpouring of families and community support for the winter holiday performances. I attended one at First United Methodist, and it was standing room only. I attended one at University High School for Kendrick Elementary, and I've never seen that pack at UHS so full. And it just is really exciting, and it's a great time of year to begin with, but to see all the children and the families celebrating together really touched my heart. And I have no other.
Nothing on the information. Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Patton. Okay, moving on to consent agenda. We're going to go ahead and pull, Mr. Grant, is there anything that you would like pulled?
No.
Mr. Davis?
No.
Mr. Vidania?
No.
Mr. Guillory?
No. It's 7B. Just
Okay.
no.
Okay, great. And then Angelo, anything?
Yeah, I need to recuse myself from 7E.
70, and then Mr. Patton?
No.
Okay, great. So what we will do is I will accept the consent agenda as presented, except for item 7B and 7E. And we'll entertain a motion to accept consent agenda with the exclusion of 7B, 7E. Thank you, Mr. Patton. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Any discussion, Mr. Grant? No. Any discussion, Mr. Davis?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Vidania? No. Any discussion, Mr. Guillory?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Ochoa?
Nope.
Any discussion, Mr. Patton?
No.
Okay, going on to item 7B, I will entertain a motion, and Keith is recusing himself, sorry, Mr. Guillory is recusing himself from 7B. I will entertain a motion to accept bid award for maintenance supplies, equipment, and services.
So move.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Vidania. Any discussion, Mr. Grant?
No.
Wait, I did not do the all in favor, did I? Let's finish this one. I'll do all in favor and then go back. Okay. Any discussion, Mr. Davis?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Vidania? Any discussion, Mr. Guillory? Oh, that's right, you accused. Any discussion, Mr. Ochoa? Sorry.
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Patton?
No.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 7B passes unanimously. Let's entertain a motion for the consent agenda that we had just talked about without the 7B and 7E. With those
So
two
moved.
excluded, we have a first and a second, so I will, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. 7E, bid award for long-range strategic planning consultant. I will entertain a motion to accept the 7E as presented.
I move.
Thank you, Mr. Guillory. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Any discussion, Mr. Grant?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Davis?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Vidania? Any discussion, Mr. Guillory?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Patton?
No.
Okay, Mr. Ochoa is recusing himself. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously with Mr. Ochoa recusing. Whew, got it all right. Here we go. Okay, moving on to item number 8, review and discuss Waco High Historical Committee Legacy Project for the new Waco High School. We have Miss Luce, I believe, and Miss Duke coming up. And we're so excited to hear about this. So excited. So welcome. So glad you're here.
And welcome, Ms. Luce, former school board trustee.
Yeah.
extraordinaire.
For 12 years, I sat where you sat. So thank you so much for what you do for Waco ISD. I know there's moments you're probably thinking, why am I here? Because there's hard decisions to make, but we appreciate everything that you do. So I want to thank Dr. Kincannon for creating the historical committee. I went to the signing of the big beam that was going up and was asking her some questions, and then all of a sudden she's like, hey, would you chair that committee? I was like, oh, okay, sure, absolutely. So anyway, it has been a joy to do this, and I would like to introduce some of my committee members that are here. I think we have a slide with all of them on there, but the ones that are here this evening, oh, I don't know how to do that. Am I supposed to do this? Click it
Maybe Jenna, maybe you can.
right here? I don't know.
It was in the back. It was a trick question.
It's okay. Y'all got fancy since I was here. Okay. All right, there's the entire committee, but I want the ones that are here this evening to come up. We have Sally Bledsoe. Come up here, Sally Bledsoe.
Wonderful.
She is a Richfield graduate.
Awesome.
We have Joanne. This is Joanne and David Norwood. They are the first graduating class from Richfield.
Way to go.
Yes. So Nancy Lacey.
Yeah. Hi.
Graduate. Well, Lisa Saxenian, one of your
Yep.
esteemed staff members, they're classmates, there you go. Sally Bledsoe from Richfield. We have Betty Beard, she is representing all the Moore High Schools that we're talking about, and this is Clint Deflison, he is our baby on the committee. He represents the current Waco High, because he graduated from that campus. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
thank you guys.
And it has been a joy to work with these people. Just a side note, Clint's wife is the principal at Mountain View, just FYI. Anyway, but so if you guys, thanks for being here. Y'all can sit back down. You don't have to stand here the whole time.
Thank you.
But anyway, they have been a joy to work with, and the entire board is our committee members are listed up there on the screen, and it has been so fun. I don't know if all of you know, because some of you are younger and you might not know the history of the current Waco High. In 1986, the school board decided that they would combine Richfield, Waco High, and then Jefferson Moore to make the current Waco High. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're trying to bring aspects of those schools back together so we can commemorate when we were actually on those campuses. So anyway, what I'd like to do is, I think Jana has a little presentation for you. We have actually toured the campus, and it is going to be absolutely amazing. I don't know, are you discussing the graphic artists that are going to do some things? Okay, she's going to tell you about that. But all of the schools are going to be represented in there. I'm so excited. We're going to have an academic wing named Ram Place, a nod to Richfield. An academic wing named Tiger Square, a nod to all the Waco High schools. There was Waco High downtown, there was Waco High on North 19th Street, there's the current Waco High, and then we have the Moore Library. That's a nod to all the Moore schools, J.J. Moore, Jefferson Moore, Moore High. So anyway, that's what we've done. We've kicked a lot of stuff around for a long time and come up with these wonderful names. Oh, also, we were naming the cafeteria area, the hangar. And I don't know if you know that Richfield was built on Rich Field, which was an Air Force base. So therefore, you get the hangar, kind of hang out in the hangar. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We thought that was really clever. So we're going to have some little graphics of airplanes and stuff up there. It's going to be really neat. So I'm going to turn it over to Jana, and she's going to do a little walkthrough for you. So.
Thank you.
Thank you guys again for the opportunity to continue to work with this Historic Advisory Committee. As you all know, this is what makes these campuses really unique and special, and somewhere that students call their home. And maybe some years later, we won't count how many, you can come back and continue to give to your community like these guys have. So thank you guys for making these campuses more than just cool educational spaces. So she did a wonderful job walking through the overall landscape of how we've started to segment the building. In addition to being built off of that legacy, it's also going to help students wayfind around this rather large campus. So even the room signage in those academic neighborhoods like Tiger Square, the rooms start with TS. And downstairs, they start with RP. Really helping students know, oh, yeah, I'm an RP. I know what general area of the building to go to. I know to make a left, and I'm going to get there eventually. We're going to stair step through, starting at the front doors. There's two main front doors, one at the very front of the building and one at the back, which is the main student entry. In the floor, in the terrazzo floor, there's the graphic of Lions Way. So that is the beginning and the end of Lions Way in the campus, and that's what ties all of these programs together. At the main front entry, so right here we're kind of standing inside of that dining cafeteria, the hangar area, looking at the front door. Over to the right, there is a large area that we've always held as a spot for a mural. So the district was able to go through an interview process, and we've hired Will Suarez to be the muralist. We have not yet seen that work. We've got a long time. That's going to be the last thing that is done in this building. So the committee stays engaged to help Will Suarez get through that. But it's a culmination of all the history that you guys just heard about. So the three campuses coming together, as well as being aspirational to the current students. We talked about the neighborhoods being branded as Tiger Square and Ram Place, how that plays out with some wayfinding on those key corner spaces. So those are actually hugging the teacher learning pods. There are relics of Regit. He is an actual stuffed tiger. And there's a spot for Regit whenever he finds his way back home to this new Waco High. You will have to ask about that story. It is worth your time, I promise. There are also graphics that are by a different artist, Vincent Thomas, that'll be at the main entrances of those neighborhoods. So again, some cool graphic, great name finding or wayfinding in the naming and the branding. And then the colors are inspired by the original school colors as well. So they all work together with the current Waco High, but they're inspired by the.
Jana, before you go on, one thing that when we did the tour, I thought was so cool, especially in the hangar. Can you go back one slide and talk about the window at the corner?
Yeah.
It's just a cool touch to go to the hangar.
There's a couple of architectural nuances that were inspired by those stories that we heard. So without knowing, you might not put together that it is inspired by that air base kind of environment. It's also right there on your counselor corner, and it was important to all the user groups that you normalize counseling and you put it in the middle of everybody. So using a cool architectural feature to draw attention to the thing that the students and staff wanted. That's cool, thanks. Moving into Rams Place, same wayfinding here, so everything's located in the same places. So again, that easy to navigate and find. But the graphics down here by Vincent Thomas will reinforce that Ram Place legacy. And there is a Granite Ram mascot. He has 2 potential homes. So as they move into the campus, we can decide if he wants to live inside, or given that he's Granite, he could live outside in that courtyard space. And so this is the neighborhood that's on level with the courtyard and the courtyard area. So it's the downstairs neighborhood. Moving into the hangar. So these are inspired by images of airplanes, both modern and historic. And then some big branding right above those serving lines. So we're standing as if we've walked out of the main student commons area or the main student classroom area, and you can see that big branding. As if you were in the courtyard, you could see it from there as well. Moving into the library, so Moore High Library, some good big bold branding right at that front door, located up high. What you're seeing kind of through that glass is one of the small group rooms that does also serve as the archive room. So all of the historic yearbooks and all of that paraphernalia that the school currently has will live in that room, very close to the librarian, so they can stay nice and safe, but people can come visit and take a look. And then the branding on the small group rooms that are inside of the library that are aspirational about achievements that past graduates have achieved from Moore High. Again, something to deprive a little bit of function as well as some aspiration for the current students. And then we maintained the branding that there was. So the Richfield Performing Arts Center is still your performing arts center, and it is the Lyle Skinner Auditorium there. This is the lobby area that's shared with your athletics area. So just on the other side of the hall are your gymnasiums, and there are some fixed in place display options. There's a big metal lion, that's your official logo. And then there's also a gallery display rail that they're able to hang if there's nostalgic or historic items or even modern or current items from students. They can display those right there at the front door on a nice locked type display. And so good prominence there. I believe that is all that we have on the graphics and wayfinding.
How many total square feet is this building? Do you know off the top of your head?
355,000.
It's like, I thought it was, it's huge. It's going to be so cool.
It is big. Yeah. So having these graphics in key places where you're standing in the courtyard, you can see some of these key elements to, again, just help that freshman or that brand new transfer know to go over there.
I got to say, when you started the foundation work there, the level of the dirt was above the level of the power lines. And I really thought it was going to be like a city on a hill and was a little bit worried, frankly. But walking through it this week, I had high expectations. And y'all blew those away. I mean, the finishes aren't in, and it's already inspiring. It's wonderful. And I'm so excited to see Will as a friend and to see how y'all do those final touches that make it feel like a home instead of just, I'm so excited. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
And the exterior looks extraordinary as well, no longer so elevated.
Thank you.
Yes, real cool. One more thing. Want to thank the committee. It's a great looking group. That's a great picture, by the way, that y'all took. And I also want to thank you all for using Vincent Thomas. You know, that connection to the community there, one of our rising stars in the city. Thank you for using him to do that artwork inside the school. That means a lot to him and his family, but also to the community.
Thank you so much. Exciting stuff. I've been watching it from the outside and unfortunately was not able to go on the tour, but I've been kind of trying to peek in every time I drive by. All right, moving on to item number 9, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the approval of a change order number 3 for asbestos abatement, demolition services for existing Waco High School building. Ms. Barrera.
Good evening, Madam Korteweg and Dr. Spicer and Board of Trustees. This is not nearly as pretty as what we just looked at. But let me tell you a little bit about it. So when we started planning this project back in 2022, getting into the details of how we would get the work done, we envisioned that Waco ISD would contract directly for the asbestos abatement, which is not unusual for us to do. However, as we got into the intricacies of this project, it became very apparent that it's in our best interest for Rogers O'Brien to handle this all in one with the rest of the demolition. There's some parts of the asbestos that's actually stuck to the building material, so it doesn't make sense to go and scrape it off, right? So that would be really expensive. So this basically incorporates the abatement into the demolition work, which this board approved via AEA back in, I believe, August. So that's really what it is. This is a big milestone because this is starting the next phase of work, and we're getting ready to, we're planning right now for the demolition phase and the moving out phase. And any of you that have lived in a house for a long time know what it's like to move out of a house you lived in for a long time. Well, that's Waco High School right now. So we've got a lot of, having a lot of coordination meetings with different departments and with the campus and with every department on the campus to make sure that the right things are moved and that the things that need to not be moved are not moved. So any questions?
I have one, ma'am. Once they start demolition, how long will that take?
Well,
It's going to be like Tennyson's situation, right?
As in?
As school's starting, but we're still having
Yes.
demolition going on.
Yes, yes.
Do you know how long it'll take to
It's
get it all done?
forecasted to take until early fall to finish. They can't start the actual demolition. I mean, and there's phased parts of the demolition starting. So we're starting with the gym area, basically the closest to 44th Street, and moving towards towards the new building from there. So that lets us do the abatement, which is in the older parts of the facility, while we're starting demolition on the other end. So
we're starting from the back of the building going forward.
Starting from the back.
And it'll take about the summertime to finish?
Through the summer.
Okay.
Probably into the early fall.
3 months?
About 3 months from the time the abatement is completely finished.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ms. Barrera, sorry, I know that they said that they were going to do air quality kind of test beginning, and then are they doing that while they're doing the asbestos abatement, or is it just after?
Yeah, they do air quality testing as part of the process during the abatement, yes.
Okay, great. That was my one question. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the approval of the change order number 3 for asbestos abatement and demolition services for existing Waco High School building.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. Thank you for second, Mr. Patton. Any discussion, Mr. Grant?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Davis? Any discussion, Mr. Vidania? Any discussion, Mr. Guillory?
No.
Any discussion, Mr. Ochoa?
Just a comment. I drop my kid off at Tennyson every day, and we toured Waco High on Tuesday, and I know you hear it a lot. I just want to say thank you again for all your work with these projects. It's so much nicer dropping my kid off at the new Tennyson than the old Tennyson.
I'm sure.
It is incredible. I have no questions.
Great. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you so much, Mrs. Barrera. So excited for these buildings to be done. Moving on to item number 10, announcements. Ms. Cox.
Good evening, President Cordawig, Dr. Spicer, and trustees. This is the last time we will gather in this format in the year of 2024. So I want to take a moment to pause and say thank you. It's been a blessing to serve with you this year, and I look forward to all the excitement we're going to have in 2025, but we're not done yet. Students and staff are counting down to the holiday break, but there are still opportunities to enjoy the amazing sounds of the season that Dr. Spicer and Mr. Patton shared about. Communications continues to update and share listings of events on our social media channels and on our website, and I know that our channels, all of them, I mean TV, I mean social, everything will be filled with all the great work of our communications team, Michael, Jesse, and everyone that have been out capturing these events. So we get to enjoy it all into the new year, even though we're all not necessarily in our buildings. A board workshop is scheduled for next Tuesday, December 17th at 6 p.m. back here in the conference room. Friday, December 20th is our final day of classes for the calendar year and is also an early release day for students. Monday, December 23rd through Friday, January 3rd, all of our campuses and offices are closed. But you heard there's going to be some activity still with some of our teams, so we'll definitely wish them well. Staff returns on Monday, January 6th, with students returning on Tuesday, January 7th. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I want to say that, say Merry Christmas to everyone from our board, to you and your families.
Thank you.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Cox. I do hope everyone gets to get a little bit of rest, good family time, good time with friends, and
Eat a lot.
And Mr. Patton is asking that everyone eat a lot. Yeah, it's wonderful. And with that, this board is going to be going into closed session at 6:57. Closed session pursuant to Texas Open Meeting Act, Government Code 551, sections .072, .076, and .074. No action will be taken when we reconvene. All right, and it is 8 o'clock, and we are adjourned.